Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Common English Mistakes. Don't just learn, improve. So today is the part 2 of present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. We're going to look at a common mistake first and then go into some more reasons we use the present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. So the mistake is up here. I've been reading this book since 2 weeks. So just pause the video, correct the sentence, but also my pronunciation. And well done if you said I've been reading this book for 2 weeks, or maybe since 2 weeks ago. So we use for and since with present perfect simple and present perfect continuous to say how long something has been happening for actions or how long something has been true for states. So we use for to talk about duration. So for 2 weeks, for 6 months, for 3 years. But we can also use it with a phrase. For a long time. For a while, meaning quite a long time. For many years. Just note here, it sounds very strange to say for a lot of years. So always make sure you're saying many. Or maybe a nice idiom, like for donkey's years, which means the same thing. We use since, not Sainz, who is a Formula 1 driver, to talk about when something started. So this can either be the durations with the word ago, so since 2 weeks ago, since 6 months ago, since 3 years ago. It can be a time in the past, since February, since 2012, since last month. But most useful is to use it either with an event. For example, I haven't watched football since the World Cup, or we haven't seen each other since your birthday. Or to use it with the past simple. I've known my best friend since I was young. I've liked that band since I saw them live. So we can always use for or since, and it's going to be perfectly correct. However, there are definitely situations where it's easier to use for and situations where it's easier to use since. And as I always say, what's easier is always going to be more natural. So for is very useful for giving short durations, like the examples I gave you. For 2 weeks, for 6 months, for 3 years. But it's also very useful to give rough, longer term durations. So, I've been a teacher for a long time, or maybe for about 10 years. I don't know exactly. However, since is very useful using with those last 2 reasons. A specific event or something in the past, or with the past simple. For example, it's very difficult for me to say I've known my best friend since 1991, but I can easily say I've known my best friend since primary school. I've known my best friend since we were little. It's really easy. This is where since is going to be useful. So try and use for and since in these ways. You're going to avoid confusing them and you're going to sound a lot more natural. So let's look more now at present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. Like I said, I've been reading this book for 2 weeks and I've read 100 pages. So just pause the video and think, why in the first sentence do we use present perfect continuous and in the second sentence present perfect simple? And well done. If you said that in the first sentence, we're talking about how long the action has been happening, duration, and we use present perfect continuous. In the second sentence, we talk about at the end of the action, the quantity, number, 100 pages, or amount. I've spent 100 euros this week. So a similar thing in this dialogue. Just pause the video and think, why do we use present perfect continuous in the first one and present perfect simple in the second sentence? And think about it in terms of the action and the result. And well done. If you said that in the first sentence, we're focusing on the action over a long time. Whereas in the second sentence, we're focusing on at the end of the action, what the result is. She's painted the living room and it looks lovely. So as you can see, these two things are quite similar. If you want to focus on the action over a long time, talk about that. What you've been doing, present perfect continuous. If you want to talk about at the end of this action, the result or the quantity, amount or number, present perfect simple. So now we can add them to the table from last lesson. So if you know this table, understand it, you're going to know when to use present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. So now let's practice and improve. Just before we do though, if you're finding the video useful, do make sure to hit that subscribe button. The more this channel grows, the more videos, materials I'll be able to make to really help you improve and eliminate those mistakes. So when you're ready, just put either present perfect continuous, present perfect simple, for or since into these sentences. And well done. If you said, I've been watching the docu-series Dirty Money recently, and I've watched all of the first season. Quantity. I've been making this video today, and I've made 3 videos this week. I've liked the band REM since I was young. Present perfect simple because it's a state verb. And I've seen them twice. See is the most natural verb to use to talk about a concert. I've lived in 4 different apartments in Lisbon. And I've been living in this place for 5 months. And finally, it's been raining a lot lately, and it's rained maybe 20 days this month. Number of days, present perfect simple. So now just pause the video and complete the same sentences for you. So that's basically it for today. It's not an easy part of English, but just remember to talk about actions happening recently, or to say how long they've been happening. It's going to sound much better to use the present perfect continuous. Other than that, make sure you know this table quite well, and you should be able to use these tenses with confidence. Anyway, that's it for today. Once again, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video in probably 2 days. Until then, see ya.